Back with the podcast with sound. That was such a funny intro, I forgot it. Now, from Friday morning math, it's... That wasn't what I said. Oh, I can't understand your French. Live from Okotoks, it's Friday morning math, starring Michelle from France. J.O., almost an average teacher. And everyone here, smiley cats. All right, that's correct. Number 3, I like it. On page 227 in your textbook, this is all homework for rational exponents. You need to know for the test. 16 to the 3 halves. You have to know how to, 16 to the 1 half, pardon me, is equal to the square root of 16. What does that equal? No? Everyone should be saying positive negative 4. Everyone say positive negative 4. Thank you. Let's not lose that mark anymore. B is 36 to the 1 half. What's the square root of 36, everyone? Perfect. Cubic root of 64. We saw this yesterday, and some of you lost a half a mark. What's a cubic root of 64? 4. Okay, it's not positive or negative. Cubic roots are positive or negative. If it's cubic root of negative 64, it's negative 4. Cubic root of 64 is positive 4. Square roots are positive, negative. Get it? Got it good? All right, B. 32. Okay, that's 1/5. So 5th root of 32, you can punch in the calculator if you don't know it. So 5 math 5. We're going to do that for 5th root, just so you know how to do it, because there was some calculator power questions on the quiz. E, negative 27 to the 1/3 is the cubic root of negative 27, which equals negative 3. And similarly, F is the cubic root of negative 1,000, which is negative 10. Any questions on those? Okay, understand that 1 half, you see it showing 1 half means square root. 1/3 means cubic root. If it's a negative 1 half, that means 1 over the square root. If it's negative 1/3, that means 1 over the cubic root. And that's what we did yesterday. Next. I'd like to ask people pause if you want to see the answers. Next is 4AB. Good, not many here. 4A is 100 to the 0.5. Bobby is 81 to 0.25. Is the heading for this rational decimal exponents or rational fractional exponents? Fractional. Fun to say, too. If you have a decimal exponent, and again, study star list, especially in the exam, it's going to be a hard one to remember in the exam, but certainly on Monday, whenever you see a decimal exponent, you turn it into a fractional exponent. If you don't know what 0.25 is, on your calculator, 0.25, math, fraction, enter, it will give you what? Good job, 1/4, 1/4. What's the square root of 100, everybody? No? There you go, positive negative 10. Technically, this is positive negative 3, but 3 is good enough for grade 10. But negative 3 times itself 4 times also equals 81. But I won't take marks off for that. One more for this part. Ooh, 6, lots of them. Let's just do a couple of these. It says rewrite this as a power. I will rarely ask you a question like this, maybe once. Hi.
So for all even exponents, does that mean positive?
Yep, technically you could, for sure. Write this as a power. You guys need to know what a power means. That's a base with an exponent. So if you hear power, it means you need an exponent in your answer, okay? I don't know if I did a good job explaining that. but it's been a long time since grade 7. But power means you have an exponent in your answer. So 100 to the 1/3 is all they're looking for there, and there's nothing you can do. But usually it's going to be like this, where you rewrite it and then evaluate. You can do something else. So always expect not just to rewrite it, but to do something else. And that's that for the first homework. Second homework, I added these questions. 10CE. So C is 3/8. Ooh. 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 Just rewrite as a power. No, that's not what 10C is. Yes, it is. It says write each power as a radical. Okay. So not a fantastic question. Just a rewrite question, but I still like the first one. Okay, so you need to put these in radical form. Again, we just had where we put a decimal into a fraction. So what is the fraction? What's 2.5 as a fraction? Somebody? You can punch it in, 2.5 fraction enter, or just tell me. Tell me. 5/2 is correct. And then that means, this means the root. So you're looking at the square root of 3 and the square root of 8, and then the 5 goes outside the brackets. You can do one extra step in between if you wish. This one, for some reason, I can't see. There we go. Same thing here. This is the root. So this is the index, the 5th root. So you're going to take the 5th root of -5 and the 5th root of 9, and then this exponent goes outside the bracket. Sorry. Let me write it like that, as opposed to that big bracket. Usually you are going to have to do the 5th root of 32 and then square it, or in this case, the square root of 81 and then exponent 5. So expect that. 11BE. These look weird. I'll give you that. But you still have to know how to rewrite them if you get a question like this. Rewrite as a power. So what you need to know, is this -.15 to the 2/3 or to the 3/2? And if you guess, you're going to get 50% of them right. So what do you know? You know that the denominator is the root. So is it 2/3 or 3/2? Somebody? 2/3. Okay, it's cubic root. So that index goes to the denom. Again, root equals denom. You have to know that, or you're probably going to get all of them wrong. That's the whole point of fractional exponents, is that the denominator of that fractional exponent is equal to the index or the root. This one is 5/4. Now you can see that this is the cube, but what? I don't see a root. Well, what root is it? Square root, which means 2. Okay, so square roots is, there's an imaginary 2 there, because square roots means what number multiplied by itself 2 times equals 81. Okay, any questions on those? I think there's one more, and we're done the homework I assigned on Wednesday. Number 12. Oh, lots of number 12s. I got lots of hair. That's awesome. Thank you, God. You have to evaluate 9 to the 3/2. 27/8 to the 2/3. Is that the shortcut right there? Why or why not? Use a shortcut for B? No is correct. Why not? Good. Remember, you only flip if there's a negative exponent and a fractional base. Half the time there will be a negative exponent, half the time there won't be. How about this one? Do you flip on this one? 4/25 to the 3/2. You flip the 4 and the 25? Nope, not unless it's negative 3/2 for the exponent. All right, so this is the root, so this is the square root of 9. Oh, we're happy when we do that, because we all know what the square root of 9 is, and we all know what 3 cubed is. Don't put 9. If you put 9 a couple times, then maybe use your calculator. 3 exponent of 3, but try not to. This one means cubic root, so you're going to cube root the 27, and you're going to cube root the 8, and then you're going to put this one outside the brackets. All squared, all squared. Cubic root of 27 is 3, cubic root of 8 is 2. I think we saw this answer before. Anybody get 9/4? Good thumbs, or a high five, but I'll take it. And this one is the cubic root of negative 27. We don't care about negatives. Oh, this one's actually a star-worthy one. Star, because this answer is negative 3, but if you don't put it in brackets, you're going to get the wrong answer. You're going to put negative 9 when the answer is positive 9. So go ahead and write that down for C, and I'll come back at blue for this one. 0.36. Turn a decimal into a fraction. We've seen that before today, a lot actually. And this is 0.6 cubed, which is really not something I'm planning to ask you. But if I did, you can do that on your calculator. What is it? Somebody? 0.6 cubed. Who has it? Who has it? 216? Yeah, that makes sense. 36 times 6. Thank you. And I'm going to just do this the same as we've been doing them. Go ahead and do E again. And if you did E wrong, fix it up. Look at the study star we just gave you. So you don't lose the second part of your marks, aka half of your marks. So this should be -4, but you better put it in brackets to make it 16, not -16. All right? Square root of 4, all cubed. Square root of 25, all cubed. That equals 2 cubed divided by 5 cubed, which equals 8 over $1.25. Hut hut. Woo! So if your hockey number was 8 125ths, you could put that on the back of your jersey. That'd be the funnest coach ever. That's it. Or no, that's not it. We had other homework on page 233, stuff we did yesterday on the shortcut. 233. I gave you 7, Bobby. Which is 2/3 to the -3. That's definitely shortcut material because we have a fractional base. So what is a shortcut? That equals flip. You can only use a shortcut if your base is a fraction and your exponent is negative. If that's the case, you flip it and you turn the negative exponent into a positive exponent. Now you're able to cube the 3 and cube the denominator. 7b, 8d, 1/3, -3rd, that's kind of the same thing. This one. Okay, -3, I should say. So this one you flip again, you get 3 over 1, which is just 3. I'm not going to put the over 1. And then you cube it, which is 27 over 1, which is just 27. Okay? that all right, Kendra? Oh, okay. No problem. And 13 deaf is here. And we're giving you the review assignments. Ooh, these are good ones. No, last week. Okay, we have more than enough rational exponent examples now for you to do well on. Again, if you didn't do your job on the quiz yesterday, you need to step it up and ace this test. It's not a particularly challenging test, but there's lots of different things in the radical units. Little guys, little concepts here and there and everywhere. So you need to know rational exponents. We've worked on it for 2 days now. 1 second, okay. So this one is shortcut, so flip it. I want blue. So flip, except I'm going to leave the negative sign always up the top because we have to have it on the top anyway. And then change this. You never flip the exponent. You just change it to a positive exponent. Okay, you don't flip the exponent. And now that's the cubic root of negative 27 and the cubic root of 8. All squared, negative 3. This is the trick that you keep it in brackets. So you get 9, not negative 9. Okay? We've seen that 3 times in the last 5 minutes. Don't get tricked with this one. This has to be 9, not negative 9. If you don't put it in brackets, you're going to put negative 9. That's what your calculator will give you. Similarly, these are going to be flip-a-rood because you have a negative exponent. And you're going to change it to a positive exponent. Now you're going to go to the 4th root of 16 and the 4th root of 81, which we've seen already, all cubed. So this is 2 cubed divided by 3 cubed. Anybody get 8/27 on that one? This is about as hard as I can ask you for a rational exponent question. So no, expect 1 or 2 of these for sure tomorrow to Monday. Right, Mountain Dude. Oh, now I get it. When I say it, it sounds funnier. I didn't know dude and dude were so similar. You look like a Mountain Dude. Hair flying all over the place. This one, flipperoo. Don't flipperoo if there's no negative sign. You wouldn't flipperoo just 3 halves. Has to be negative 3 halves. If that's the case, you make it positive, and then you square root the 4, square root the 9, because this is the index. That's the root. And then don't forget the 3. And I don't think too many people do forget the 3. And is that the same answer? Wait. It's the same answer? So if your hockey number was there, you have a choice of jerseys. Okay. Here's your homework review assignment. Make you study rational exponents. This is your textbook. You guys can work on it for the next 10 minutes. And I still got Katie a question to answer. Yeah. Okay, so there's some rational exponent questions. Only on page 218. Doesn't look like there's going to be any negatives in there. Yeah. Let's add some to this. Go ahead and do these ones as well. Page 227. I'm not going to give you many, just a reminder on how to do this. And 12 BC. And one of those. How about 16A1? That's just one question. And then the question, the page we were just on, I'm going to give you two as well. Page 233, 7B, 9F. And gotta give you a shortcut one. Let's not forget about 8F, that's a study star question. And 13D. Okay, so work on those. Those are due tomorrow before the test. And you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, do I actually have to say till Monday? You think it's due on Saturday? I'm going to phone you at 6 in the morning. Are you done your math yet? Wake up if you're not. Let's go. I'll meet you in the class at 6:01. No. Due to Monday. And this is just rational exponents, you guys. This is not what the test is on. There's certainly lots of rational exponents on the test, but it's on everything on your whole handout from pages 1 to 28. So, again, you got a quiz you just got back with the answer key, and you're welcome to do it again, or at least certainly do all the questions you got wrong again. Yep.